One of the things that we've been talking about, Esther's sort of on fire about it because it's helping her so much, is we've been making a very blunt statement that whenever you have negative emotion, it means every time that your attention and attitude and perspective or opinion, all those words meaning the same thing in this context, varies somewhat from your inner being's perspective in the same moment. So what are we saying? Your inner being is focused with you in this same moment every time. And you can tell by the way you feel how resonant your opinion is with the opinion of your inner being in the moment. So it's blunt and maybe a little rude, but accurate for us to say, every time you feel negative emotion, you're telling a lie. Now, we don't mean a lie like it didn't happen. We mean something much more important, emotional guidance-wise. We mean that you're holding to something that your inner being is not holding to. You've got an opinion that your inner being doesn't agree with. So if every time you feel negative emotion, you can stop and say, okay, I saw that happen. My inner being saw that happen. Is there any divergence between me and my inner being? No. But as you keep playing with it, I've got negative emotion, so they know there is some divergence. If you keep playing with it, and we'll demonstrate this as we move forward today, you will begin to notice that whenever you assign motive to something, here's a better way of saying it. Whenever you are pushing against something, that's when you and your inner being part ways. Not completely, but for a moment. In other words, you introduce resistance into your equation. We're coming around to the reason that this conversation is so important. You're really going to like this. It's something that we have not talked about in this very specific way before. You may have heard us say, we say it a lot, that almost everyone, all humans, offer most of their vibration in response to what they are observing. So a whole lot of what makes up the content of your human nowness is things that you're observing. But there's a whole lot that you're observing in your human nowness that you have an opinion about, that your inner being feels differently about. This is the most important thing that we're ever going to say to you. If you're focused upon this object of attention and you feel negative emotion, it means your inner being moved on, but you didn't. That's what causes that tug of war. In other words, this is just a conversation. We know it's out there on the leading edge. This is a conversation that helps you to understand even more clearly what we mean when we say most people offer most of their vibration in response to what they're observing. And that's why most people's lives don't change as fast as they want them to. They want it, but they keep observing what is. They want it, but they keep observing what is. And that's why all of that stuff, conditions, circumstances, everything that you're observing is a vibration that's being offered that you are choosing, and then it equals your point of attraction and holds you in a point of attraction that is maybe no longer what you want. None of you really want to go back in time. You think you do. But this is where it's at, this vibrational reality that is calling you. Think about it. So you were non-physical before you came into this physical body, and here you are, splat, you came into this physical body, and you know what you don't want, and you know what you do want, and you launch these rockets of desires, which you launch into your vibrational reality, where your inner being stands, that part of you that existed before you were in this physical body, that part of you that still exists in the non-physical, non-resistant realm, even though you are in this physical body right here and now. So you have this automatic awareness, this guidance system of what was then and what is now. Humans are mixed up. You think what is now is what you can see and hear and smell and taste and touch. Your inner being knows what is now is what you put into the vortex and what the law of attraction has done with that and the cooperative components that have been gathered. You have no human idea most of the time how magnificently you have created and amassed, because you're looking at stuff. You're observing what is instead of following the flow, and then there's a lot of defending the stuff that you're looking at. Nothing wrong with that. It's just not what a leading edge creator like you is wanting to do with your focus. That's why that question was so important. And that's why that yearbook, lovely as it is, it wasn't even the now you were focused upon. It was just a now representative of the then that is really keeping you from who you really are and what you really want. Good conversation.